Can you open with your thoughts on the game?
I thought we did some good things, especially the second half. I thought our ability to share the ball, to get really good shots, to convert those shots, whether it was threes or in the paint, even free throws, was great. I like the fact that we played pretty hard almost all game long, even though the score was lopsided. I wish we would have got the ball inside more, and we had too many turnovers in a game like this. Even though that's a very quick team and aggressive, I just felt we were at times pretty careless, and we need to take care of the ball better than that.
Ken, what exactly is the situation with Devontae?
Devontae is in the hospital right now. He had appendicitis, and they did surgery an hour or two before the game.
When did you guys learn that he had the issue?
Did what?
When did you learn that he had appendicitis?
I heard he might have one, so that doesn't answer your question. I heard he had one about 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Oh. And then, so you've heard about it a week until he comes back, maybe longer?
Yeah, and then at that time, I heard that it's probably, I've heard a couple of things. So I don't know. I'm going to go to the hospital tonight and find out for sure.
What were the shortest and longest things you heard, I guess?
One guy said 3 to 7 days, and that one said it could be a week to 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I have no idea.
And then in the game, there were some issues inbounding the basketball. Was that just a miscommunication? Is that something to work on?
Well, Will DiOrio was in the game at that time, and he usually doesn't take the ball out. So that was probably what the confusion was.
And a pretty good stretch by your defense to open the game, 11 or so minutes with them only at 3 points. What was working right for you guys?
I think two things. One, I thought our attention to detail on defense was really good. Our energy was good. So basically our defense was good, but they just played last night in Seattle. And I think they came out and looked fatigued. Then once they got a little run going midway through the first half, I thought they looked pretty good. They got some energy. They were making baskets. But unfortunately for them, it did not last long.
Did you do anything from an X's and O's standpoint to take advantage of the fact that they've had kind of a rough travel schedule?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't press. We didn't trap. We didn't try to make the game more up-tempo. We just wanted to get better and get through the game without Royce. Without Devontae.
You mentioned the defense. I remember at the beginning of the year, you guys were going to maybe switch to, more of a pressing defense. And then I remember before the season started, you said, well, we're going to start, from the basket and work our way out. How do you feel you guys have progressed defensively, and where would you like to be at in terms of, full court or half court by the time the year's over?
I think we've progressed, but I believe, like most all the other programs around the country, it's been a learning experience in regards to the rule changes. And a lot of schools have just pretty much thrown in their pressure and denial defense. I don't want to say we've thrown it away. We've continued to work on it, but it's hard to pressure the ball the way the game's being played and being called.
Ken, how important is it for your team, considering the fact that you might not have Devontae for the next couple of games, going to be playing some pretty good teams, that your guys are able to get a win like this without Devontae in the lineup?
Well, it's very important. It would not have been a good deal if we'd been beat. So I think it's great that we were able to win without him, because we know what's ahead. He won't be with us at least for the next game.
I remember.
I don't know.
I remember I was listening to the pregame radio show, and like 10 or 15 minutes before the game, you didn't know who your starters were going to be yet. At what point did you make that decision, and how difficult was it to decide between different players?
There was a choice whether we go with Ike or Dexter, and we decided let's go with length because they have some good shooters, and we thought maybe that would hurt their opportunities or chances to get a good look at the hoop with length. So that's what we did.
In a 37-point win, the minutes are going to be a little screwy, but To compensate for the loss of Devontae's, 30 to 36 minutes, is this kind of how you see it playing out with Q getting a lot of the shots? And
I do think he'll get more shots. Royce took 8 shots. That's probably a little more than usual for him. I think he takes, 4 or 5 a game. But other guys are just naturally going to get more opportunities if Devontae's not in there because of the amount of shots he gets up per game.
is it something where the rotation is just shortened by one and those guys take more shots, or do you see going deeper into your bench?
I don't know yet. I mean, it just happened, so I just don't know.
How serious was the situation? You mentioned he was rushed to the emergency room, or to the hospital at least. Was this a pretty serious situation at the time?
I don't know if he was rushed to the hospital.
Okay,
I have no idea if he was rushed to the hospital.
okay.
Maybe somebody else said that, but I didn't because I don't know if he was.
Okay.
All I know is when I got to shoot around, I was told that Devontae was not feeling well yesterday, and they took him to the hospital to get some things checked out.
Okay.
Yeah, in the second half, 19 for 23 from the field. It seems like every shot was within about a foot from the basket, especially if you look at DJ, 6 for 7 with the double-double here in 24 minutes. Is that something that obviously you'd like to continue seeing? How are you going to continue to see that?
Well, it's not going to be easy for him to continue going for 14 and 13, but it'd be a great goal. I love the fact that he's doing a good job rebounding. It's not like this is the first night he had a lot of rebounds. He's been doing a good job in that area for a number of games, and for the most part for the season, but especially here in the last maybe 5 or 6 games, he's really embraced that role and tried to become a great rebounder.
I know you've been around this game a long time. Can you think of a time that your team has shot 83% in a half? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but I think a lot of it had to do with the fact they were pressing and we were able to get easy buckets around the rim.
Sure.
And then even with our half-court stuff, I thought we shared the ball and, right on down to one of the last baskets, I think Josh Hawkinson made a nice pass to Dom, and then Dom passed it right into Brett Bates, and Brett had a 2-foot shot in front of the rim. But those are good possessions where we were just sharing the ball.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Yep.